Hey everybody, we're the SyFy Sistas, or most of us. I'm Tamia, and I'm joined by my sisters Yvette.
Hello.
And Sabrina.
Sabrina, you're muted.
Oh yeah, because we're very professional.
Again.
Guys. We got this. What's up,
Oops,
family? Oops, right?
Oops.
Hey, y'all, we're really excited to be here, part of Virtual TrekCon 4, VTC 4. I see the chat pack is in the house. What's up, chat pack family?
Chat.
What's up, y'all?
Seventh Rule family?
Woo, man, everybody's in there early, too. Look at y'all.
Everybody's in here. So, as you see, we're short one member, but that's okay. Hopefully she'll be in. But if not, we're here to do the SyFy Sistas Top 10 TNG episodes. I should say episodes.
Episodes.
It was
Did it again.
Kind of a trip coming up with this list. As usual, as per usual, can you believe we've actually done this enough now that there's an as per usual for it?
Yeah, I know.
As per usual, our way of coming up with our top 10. We had episodes that all four of us agreed upon. Then
not many.
There were not that many.
four chair turns.
Were there 4 or 3? I can't remember now.
I think there were like 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah. And then we had episodes where 3 of us agreed on it.
Right.
And then we had episodes where at least 2 of us agreed on it. And that's how we came up with what is the SyFy Sistas combined top 10. Right. Not, might I say, our personal top 10s, which were quite different. So we hope that you guys can start guessing with us. We want to see, which episodes are ones that you would have put in your top 10, or how different it would have been for you. Thank you, Muhammad. We think it's a reasonable system too. Thank you very much. So, but Yvette and Sabrina, doing this time, how was this process for you guys?
Definitely easier than the first time.
Definitely easier than the DS9 time. But the thing is that there were so many that I had that you guys didn't have. I can't believe how many didn't make it. You don't know how many we threw out. It's ridiculous. So it was great. That means it's a great show, great franchise. That's what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess that's what that means.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot more. I don't know. It just seemed like a lot more to look through, even though it wasn't. But I just forgot how much of TNG that I really, really enjoyed, because I'm such a Deep Space Nine head, I just forget that there was so much more in TNG that was so wonderful. So, oh gosh, I see people putting in some episode names right now.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's jump right into it. Hey, Nikki. Okay, so number 10. Starting with number 10. Dun, 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 dun. Ready for the big reveal. Ta-da! Our number 10 is Parallels. Okay, so anybody want to talk about why this is on our top 10 list? Which one of you guys wants to take this one?
Well,
Don't everybody jump at once.
It was on my list. This is one of the ones that I wanted because this is one of my favorite ones. It comes in late in the franchise, and it is one that I think we're going to see a lot of this in the ones that we pick. It starts something that spills over other thing that we tend to love, which is
Uh-oh.
No.
That's right.
Am I freezing?
Okay, we missed most of that, Sabrina, just so you know, because your Wi-Fi blinked.
It was very borged.
Oh no. I said this is the one
Yeah,
it's one that starts something that we love. It's a lot of these episodes has something in it. Like we said in our discussion, so many of these episodes had great scenes. It may not have been the best episode, but it was a great scene, and we wanted to, you remember the scene, and then you look at the episode, and you're like, well, the whole episode wasn't that great. But this one was
Right.
all the way through. I mean, I loved every single scene, and I didn't know what was going to happen, and I couldn't figure it out. And then when you did figure it out, it was so obvious. So I love this one.
Yeah, I really liked this one too. It took me a minute when you guys were like parallels, and I was like, I was like parallels. Let me watch it again, and I watched it again, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I loved this episode, and I particularly like it because it was a Worf centric episode. It was finally one where we were starting to see Worf grow as a character. Instead of being like, no, Worf, no, bad idea, Worf, stupid idea, Worf,
right,
no,
right.
Worf, stop trying to kill everything, Worf.
Right.
Well, he did like not know how to fire though. He did mess up on the trigger, so it was kind of like a regular Worf episode. Worf fire, huh? Like, oh my god.
I like this. This was definitely one of my episodes. I love this episode because of the history of it, mostly because this is one of the episodes that is that was playing when DS9 was on. Of course, I'm gonna bring DS9 into this. So this actually has the same star date as a DS9 episode. The DS9 episode that has the people with the scales and the kids that smelled.
Oh God, yeah.
Nog made them smell or whatever. But I always like that part about this, that it plays into the parallels, the multi universe type thing. It's something else is going on with this. So I love it because it was multi universe. It was multi universe before multi universe was cool. Star Trek was doing it already. There's no B story, right? It's like one of those ship shows, which I absolutely love. So I love this one.
I love Sue's like, oh, the ugly dress episode. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Yep, same exact one. Yep.
Cornflake.
Oh my gosh. Definitely.
Okay, well, that's our number 10. I don't know if any of you guys had that on your top 10 list, but we sure did. It was a damn fine episode. Okay, number 9.
Hold on. Give me a minute.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
Ma'am. Okay, season 3, episode 16. Can you name it? It's The Offspring.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh. This is where Data creates Lal. When we first meet Lal, and many of us fell in love with Lal. And my favorite line from that episode is, "He's biting that female."
That is a good one.
Now, you two were the two that had Offspring on your list. Fran and I did not, but not because this isn't one of our greatest and favorites, but it was just really hard to get it down to 10. And so I know this is a favorite of yours, so I'm going to let you two talk about this one.
Okay, well,
go ahead. You go first. Go first.
Okay, well, I was just going to say that I like one of the reasons that I love this episode is because it's the great Star Trek debate, versus sentience and life and who has agency over their being, and that's what and the argument is expressed so well in this episode, and it's tragic, right? And it's so sad. Like, I think this episode just hits on every level, all the right points for me, at least. It does. I mean, this is an episode that I never skip when it's showing. Yeah. So
this, like you said, this is a great follow. I love when TNG follows through, because I love that. But everyone says it's not it's a one episode, it's always one episode, but TNG always follows through. I mean, from the first episode to the last episode, that bottles in TNG, and this one follows in from Measure of a Man about Data's rights, and now we're talking about his right to be a parent, and I think it follows through even more with the exocom, the right of life. I love that about TNG, where it's smarter than you think it is, because there's a lot of camp, there's a lot of Picardisms, Picard's moral tropes, but it's very smart with everybody else, and it's not always just Picard. And I just love this. This is one of Frank's first, and it is another ship show, which makes it perfect. I love that the whole crew is in there. They're talking. I love crew. When we see everybody have a good part. So I love this one. I always did. I think it's funny. It's heartbreaking. At the end when the Admiral says, his hands were moving faster than I could see. It just puts some tears in your eyes. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I love that. And yeah, Melissa, you're right. This is
so good.
A Cisco Kid shirt. Woohoo! That Cirroc sister designed. Okay, so I see that there are some people out there who did not agree with us about this episode, and I fully anticipated that. But
really,
I'm sorry,
okay.
I can't make everybody happy.
I mean, it's even more poignant now because of Picard. I mean, I think I love it even more because it means so much more. It's just not the offspring anymore. Talk about follow through.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah.
Come on, I love. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Oh, this right here. Yeah, but there's not four of you. It's four of us. So
yeah, there's a couple of people that didn't vote. I swear, the reason why I didn't vote for it is only because me. I'm the one that likes pew pew pew. So that was the only reason. But you have to watch this one just for the fact that it is Jonathan Frakes' first directing, and it's the first, it's the first cast member directing a show, and this is what he comes up with. So you just knew he was going to be great right off the bat. They said that they didn't get to choose his episodes, but he was given this, and just hit us in the feels.
Yeah, he sure did.
Mm-hmm.
So good, good.
So good. Okay. So you would right now, I think most people are waiting for number 8. Well, you would be waiting for the wrong thing for a long time because what we have here, boys and girls, is a tie. So there's 2 number 7s or 2 number 8s.
I think I have them as 2 number. I
have them as 2 7s.
2 8s.
It doesn't matter which way we have it. They're taking up 2 spots, and they're in the same spot.
I forgot about.
Since you put it that way, let me change it. You ready?
You should tape us, coming up with these. So that would be
right.
I know, right? That's where the juicy part is.
Ready?
Okay, ready. Lower Decks and the Drumhead. Dun, da, 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 da. We were very split. We all love, well, not all of us love both of these episodes, but 2 of 8, yep. But we all could agree that they belonged in the top 10, and it was just a matter of
what?
Okay, maybe we all couldn't agree that they belonged in the top 10.
Yeah,
whatever. The majority won.
The majority won.
Just ignore her. Oh, yeah. The majority won on both of these episodes. Little Miss Hater.
Don't hate them. I dislike them.
Okay, so I advocated for Lower Decks. Is one of my all-time favorite Trek episodes. Period. But especially
and Fran. You and Fran.
Fran advocated for Lower Decks as well. And in my list, Lower Decks was actually higher ranked. because I just love it that much. I love that look into characters that we don't know as well. I love that look into the crew that was not the bridge crew. Like, how the hell is this ship running? There's a lot of other people on this ship. Can we see some of them? I want to see what they do, you know. And I love the poignancy of the story, that that you know, is a story of almost redemption, you know, for Ensigncito. And there's just so, it's a really rich story on a lot of levels for these characters. So I'm a big fan of Lower Decks.
Yep.
And I think I'm the only one on this call that is a big fan of Lower Decks. So did you hear the cricket? Nobody else has anything to say about it except for you guys.
The thing about Lower Decks is that, again, it's, as we were saying a minute ago, everybody claims that TNG is episodic, but here we are also connecting another episode and seeing something that happens with Ensigncito go right on through. And you know, they really developed that really well. And I wish they had made the other character Tom Paris, so we could have seen that woven right through. But okay, Locerno, whatever.
He changed his name at the Academy because he was the admiral's
son.
son.
I wish they had kept the name. You know, or either call Paris Locerno. I don't care what you do, but call him the same guy, because that's the same guy. But I like this one, and I think one thing that I really wanted to point out to people is the person that directed this one, because you know Sabrina has all this like totally useless information that you need. The person that directed this is Gabrielle Beaumont, and she was the very first woman to direct a Star Trek episode. And so here she is. She directed Booby Trap, and that was the first time a woman was behind the camera. And now here she. I love this.
Okay.
Yep, okay, I think we got that.
Yep, definitely got that one. So I did Drumhead, and I love Drumhead. I think it is the first time that I took TNG seriously. I don't, and it's one of the, there's another one on this list that when it first came on, I don't remember watching it. Like, I don't remember seeing it when it came, you know, during the first run. I don't remember it. I remember it like for BBC, when BBC would play, but I always would get it in the middle, the end, you know. I never saw the whole thing until Netflix. And I was like, yo, this is deep. You know, it's like the Kane Mutiny, you know. Again, a Franks. I love it. It's a tie-in. It's a Franks. It's entirely on the Enterprise. It's like one of those. You know, your freedom, security, freedom. Which one are we having here? You know, and it just goes back to like 9/11, and you know, and it was before its time, but it wasn't before its time. I mean, we've been doing this forever with the McCarthy hearings. We did all of that then, and you know, and then Worf, you know, TNG Worf,
right.
TNG Worf
totally played Worf.
Whoa, she played him, you know, and he just fell into that trap so easily. You know, he was so offended by the Vulcan telling him, you know, we didn't trust you because of your father. And then when he complimented him on his work, he just fell right into that trap about, oh, well, thank you very much, you know. And he became like their biggest supporter and their biggest enforcer, you know. And I was like, dang, Worf. I mean,
but you know, Worf, he had something to prove. I could see why he did it.
Always.
And she pressed that button. That was the first thing about her that I was like, oh, this one here.
Yeah.
It's like, he's going to go above and beyond because he's the only Klingon, and he's going to do whatever I say here.
And he did.
I love what you had to say, Mohammed, too, about Drumhead. You know, being a timeless connection to timeless continuing issues, because that's what I was thinking about. You know, every time I watch it, I think about Nazi Germany, and I think about how easily people felt, not easily, but like it was a really gradual transformation for the everyday person, right? And I see that happening in our own society so much too. Sometimes it can be a really thin line to cross into fascism.
Yeah.
And it's very scary. And that's another reason why I love this episode. I think Drumhead wasn't Drumhead unanimous, or was it three of us?
Three, yeah.
It was a three.
Us three?
It's a three-fer. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What got me on this one was there was the one scene where they come back into the room, and she calls it the interrogation room, and I'm like, there's no such thing on the Enterprise. But she's calling it the interrogation room. What?
This is the second time we've seen that room, because it was in the Defender. Remember on the Defender? They used Troy and Riker used that room to interrogate the Romulan. Right?
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they did use that before. Yeah, I noticed that.
Riker, he gets pulled up, to do another, more legal duty. I'm like, he gets pulled up to defend, and I said, well, he could have been a lawyer in another life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oof.
But I have one thing I want to say.
Go say it.
I want to say.
Uh-oh.
Say it.
Say it.
Oh, you jinxed it. Now she's stuck again.
No way.
Yeah, way.
Dang. I did jinx it.
See, that's what you get.
Goodness.
I was
there you are.
That TSA could have pulled out that hypo spray in a minute. I don't know why they missed that. I want to call out Star Trek security again for letting that big freaking thing come on board. TSA would have been patting you down at LAX in a minute.
That wasn't Olivia de Havilland. That was Gene Simmons. Right? That was Gene Simmons from
The Robe.
Oh my gosh, she was in the Thornbirds, right?
Yeah.
She was in a lot of Desiree.
She's amazing.
I love her.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's another reason why this episode is so compelling, because her job with that role, I mean, you're just watching like every twitch of her lip and every eye tick, I mean, she really plays this woman on the edge of everything, and you're just like, oh, it's gonna blow, she's gonna blow any moment now.
When Picard named her daddy, that was it. She
talk about pushing a button.
No joke.
Let me push a button.
Oh my gosh.
Nora lost it. That was funny.
The Admiral was like, deuces, I'm out.
Yep.
I don't want nothing to do with this no more.
He walked out of there like somebody's daddy when they turned the channel in the living room. He just got up.
He got up, his big old belly was out here. He was like, boop, 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 boop.
And everybody knew they were in trouble. Daddy left the room.
Because when they get quiet and they don't have anything to say, it's like, oh, you really did it.
Then you know you're daddy mad. What y'all say? What did y'all say to daddy?
Oh my God. Okay. All right. We are almost halfway through this list, and we are almost halfway through our time. So we better keep it rolling.
Giddy up.
Okay, Sister Yvette, are you ready to roll out number 6?
I am.
Are you guys ready for number 6?
Ready.
It's Darmok.
Had to be.
This is Darmok was rated much higher on my list, but it came in at number 6 on the Sistas list. And Sabrina.
Yeah, there were 3 of us on this one. Yeah, this is one of the few episodes.
This wasn't a 4 for.
No, it's not on my list.
It's not on Yvette's list.
Okay. All right.
But this is one of those ones that we have actually done an episode on our podcast of, and we don't really take time to do specific episodes. So this is one. And it just hits differently, I think, for me, because what we've always talked about with Uhura and even Hoshi, how that communications person is so important and so big. And now here we have this whole race, this whole world that cannot talk to people. It's just incredible when you think about how important communication is, that this man would sit there, hoping that give up to be able to communicate. So with Oscar winners, Oscar nominees.
That was
Everybody
so bored.
I'm
sorry. That was the most bored. You need to change your name.
I'm sorry. It was just the irony of the moment as you're trying to communicate and your Wi-Fi is going in and out. It was
in and out.
hilarious.
And I'm going, Shaka.
Well,
Shaka.
there's nothing we can do.
Perfect.
I love this episode. I mean, this will always be one of my favorite episodes because I love communication, you know, and I love trying to find a way to communicate, with most people, you know, if I can. And, you know, and the, what a cool concept that, you know, that I never really thought about before, that, you know, here's somebody, a whole society.
I didn't read that right.
In metaphors. And
wait a minute. Who was he? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, who is jamming Sabrina's signal? It's Garrick. I'm pretty sure it's Garrick. But yeah, I mean, so anyway, I think that this episode is amazing, and it's a truly Starfleet thing. Like, let's continue to try. I love how Picard was the one that was like, let's continue to try to find a way. The two captains. I mean, if I had to nitpick about anything on this episode, it would be that the people underneath it were not like, let's continue to try to find a way. They were all like, shoot it down, shoot, you know.
Yeah.
But I get the foil, I get the opposites set up, you know. So anyway, you know, we love Darmok.
Yeah, it wasn't on my list, but it wasn't on my top 10 list. Of course, it was on my list, but it just didn't make my top 10. But of course, I mean, this is the I love it because of all the linguistics, and I love it because of I can't remember now, but there's a lot of things about this. Okay, forget it because I can't remember. But all I can remember is Jean-Luc's, I call it the Darmok coat, the Darmok jacket. So that's the first time we see the Darmok jacket.
Oh, the jacket is so...
The jacket is, I mean, you could come just for the jacket, really.
Right. Yeah, the jacket is everything. And she meant that in a totally PG sense. And the jacket is everything.
I really did.
Yeah. I'm just going to let that one ride.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move right on along.
I think we should. This could go a lot of places.
Okay, number 5.
No. You ready?
This one is Yvette's favorite, you guys.
I will not be, I have nothing to say.
Number 5. Now, number 5 is the Inner Light,
which Yvette calls that damn flute episode. I like this one. I think this is one that is it could be on any show. I mean, it doesn't even need to be a Star Trek episode because the Enterprise is not involved in this. Basically, you know, at the one point where they try to help Picard, they actually almost kill him.
Yeah, right.
So, I think, and one thing I really love about this is that it's got a great guest star in it. The one that plays Bataille. I love that guy. He's been in so many other little Star Treks. And so as soon as I saw Bataille, I was like, oh, I love this guy. But great actors. I mean, always, even if they're not a Paul Winfield or a Gene Simmons, have these
Sabrina
character actors.
I can't even help you. I can't even help you to be a.
No, it's what Sabrina said.
It's nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing. I can't even see you. You're all blank on my screen.
Oh no!
Oh my God! Oh no! Poor baby. See, this is a professional right here. She's
That's right.
Through. Yeah,
you got it.
Well, I love this episode for most of what we heard from Sabrina. We heard most of that. You know, and Yvette can hate her damn flute episode. I just think it's a really poignant and beautiful episode. I love the environmental focus of it. I mean, I thought, especially for that time, you know, especially for
sorry.
that time. Yeah, Yvette, get
Yeah,
it together.
I
Be
saw the flute.
respectful of all the episodes, please.
Oh, I'm very
Yvette.
respectful. That's why I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Now stop cracking jokes in the middle. Okay. So anyway, yeah, love it. It's a tearjerker. It's it's a beautiful human story and it's a great ecological story. And like I said, especially for that time, it was saying a lot for us. So I just thought it was beautifully done. And it makes me cry most times,
Yeah, I was glad Picard got to have a family, even if it was only for 10 minutes.
Yes, he got to have a family. He watched them grow up. I mean, like, can you imagine? Like, we're just sitting here. Next thing you know, a beam comes down, shakes us. We're like, "Ugh, I'm out, and but in your head, you're living a whole nother life. And then you come back and you're changed. And, and Picard was changed after this episode. And this was one of those times when you saw TNG finally getting to a character trait that they were continuing on, not finally, but doing that. It wasn't just I forgot what happened last week and I'm fine.
No,
This stayed with him.
It comes back in other episodes, just like we said. That flute, that doggone flute.
Yeah, it comes back in other episodes. Another one I won't speak about.
Well, here's one that you will speak about, right?
Here we go. Hold on.
Number 4, you guys.
Another one I won't.
Measure of a Man.
There you go.
This wasn't one of yours, Yvette?
No, not at all.
Oh, I thought.
No.
When are we going to get to one of the ones that was
They're coming up.
It's coming up.
That's why they're 4, 3, 2, and 1, because those are the only 4.
Well, I don't know why that keeps coming up.
Measure of a Man is an important episode. It definitely is.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's
all I gotta say. I'm afraid to say anymore. I'm thinking my Wi-Fi's gonna go out.
That's it. That's all she got.
I thought. No, this was written by Melissa Snodgrass.
Melinda.
Yep.
Melinda Snodgrass.
Female writer. So I love all the ones that have either a woman behind the camera or a woman with the pen.
Yes.
So I'm going to pick those. Let's just say it. Guinan is key in this one. And I love a Guinan episode. And, she only has this one scene, but that's all she needs. But she's going to bring it down to let me tell you what this is really about, Picard.
Absolutely. I was just watching this one again recently, and I just remembered how much I love it because, it's like, we're talking about slavery, and it's like, oh, no, we don't say that word anymore. Yeah, but if you're looking like Bruce Maddox is definitely looking down the line.
Yes, he is.
At making a whole bunch of these guys and doing what with them, cheap labor. And so, and not looking at them like human beings. That's what I think about every time. Even when I first saw it, even when I first saw this episode, when back in the day, that was all I could think about with it was, this is how Black folks have been treated, that we're not actually human. This is one of the core tenets of slavery, that it is not human and therefore not worthy of any respect.
Right.
Not worthy of shelter, not worthy of food, clothing, nourishment. And it goes down to, like we said, with the offspring, even to the point of breaking up families. It's a really clear line. So I just love this. I love this episode. And to your
point, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were finished.
No, I was just going to say one of my favorite lines in it is, "Your Honor, Starfleet was founded to seek out new life." Well, there it sits.
Yeah. And to follow through with this, I mean, it follows through to Offspring, but also follows through to the short track was the Mars one. I mean, we see it.
Children of Mars or whatever.
Children of Mars. We see they're not sentient, but we see all of the automatons,
yeah,
the android like just in lines. They were just people, not even people, they were just workers, tons and tons of workers, and no one had any feeling for them. They were just there, and it came into fruition, maybe not as sentient beings, but definitely as labor, labor that no one cares about, which probably is very poignant right now.
One thing I wanted to mention in this, two things that I loved about this one was, first of all, they brought something in from TOS, where you had this situation where a person had been tried at a court-martial by someone they had had a previous relationship with. Like what?
Yeah, a little bit of contradiction there.
Yeah.
How did you not get to recluse yourself from that? I don't understand. We had Kirk go through this mess, and here goes Picard too. Stargate was what's your girlfriend? But I did like that they had an age-appropriate girlfriend for Picard.
Finally,
for once.
I will give them that. I loved her. I wanted to see more
even
of her.
Beverly's like 20 years younger than him or supposedly, I think, right?
And she was really sassy, so she was giving him his
he
stuff
likes the
right
sassy
back.
ones now.
Yeah, he does.
Sure does.
He challenge.
The sexy.
Yeah.
But that was one of my favorite things. I mean, I was just the JAG officer. She made that episode. I mean, but her face when Riker turned Data off, I mean, she was going through it. And when Picard pulled out the Tasha Yar, hologram, and she was like, he said we were intimate, and her face was unbelievable. That actress, I'm sorry I didn't look up her name, but she made that episode as great as it is.
Yeah. I haven't watched that in a while, but I do remember her. She definitely stood out in that episode. Definitely.
Okay, are you guys?
He sure does.
He does.
He really does.
Red
the whole
hair,
family.
You said
his brother married a redhead sassy one too, right? Marie was sassy.
True that.
Okay.
We're moving.
Yeah, it's still one of my. I will never skip Measure of a Man when it's on. That one's always.
It's in season 2, so I kind of forget it's there.
Now we get to the good stuff. We get to the ones that were unanimous.
Yes.
And honestly, like as far as I'm concerned, you could just have a 3-way tie. With
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
We just put them in an order because we had to.
Yeah. These are definitely a 3-way tie. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. For us all together. Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, ready. Da, 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 da. Best of both worlds. Both parts. Parts 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
That's our number 3. I'm just saying, when we watched this originally, and it was the summer of hell.
Woo!
Ended that damn show on a cliffhanger, and I was like, wait, what?
Man.
Wait a minute, though.
Cliffhanger
Man, I was like, wait, what?
Wait.
I remember being at the TV going, what? Wait, you have to come back.
The credits went up, and we all
credits were going. We were like,
right?
Wait, we're looking at, because I was in college at the time, so we all watched it in the community room, and we're all looking at each other like, what? They can't just end it here. Oh man, still mad about that one.
Okay, what's your favorite part of that episode? What is one of your favorite things about Best of Both Worlds?
For me,
either one of you guys. Sabrina, you're back. Take it really fast before you go away.
My favorite what? I didn't even hear the question.
A favorite part of Best of Both Worlds. Okay, we lost her. Okay. She went away.
So my favorite, I have a lot of favorite parts. My favorite part is that cliffhanger. It's because it shows how they brought us in. I mean, it was, you're sitting there watching it and you're like, it's like this every scene, even with the commercials, every scene, you're getting closer and closer to the TV, waiting to see how are they getting him out? You can't leave Jean-Luc there. You can't, Beverly is like trying to go get him. Worf is pulling her back. So you're invested in that first episode, that first part, and you're just like, they got you. I mean, they got us good for that. And you had to wait the whole damn summer. And I remember that they didn't play it during the summer. If I remember correctly, I never saw it during the summer, like the reruns, like they never played it for us. They played everything else but that one. So yeah, that was the part. It was
Sabrina, are you with us?
A little bit. I'm going in and out.
Okay, so do you have a favorite part of that of Best of Both
Shelby.
Worlds?
Shelby was
Or
my
favorite
favorite
thing?
part. Shelby was my favorite part in that. I loved her. I loved the actress. I loved the way she came in there. I love the way she was telling Riker he needed to get out of that seat if he didn't want to sit in it. That whole thing was great.
Yeah.
I love Shelby.
Yeah.
I thought she was great in that. I mean, she was the tension, that we needed in the, outside of the tension that was already there. It was just such a great episode. I love that her character was written like, as a fallible young officer, with some things to learn, with a lot of promise and some things to learn. I love Riker's response to her. Because he was like, whoa, you're gunning for my seat. And I don't know how happy I am about it. I loved his struggles to lead the ship in the wake of a disaster for their captain and such a huge presence. I mean, I loved all of it. I loved Guinan's talk with him about like, you got to leave Jean-Luc behind. And if you're going to lead this ship. So
I think it was great well, I said that already, but the great part of this is that it's good and bad. So we got the Borg. We knew the Borg was coming, I think from the second season, so another follow through. And then of course this starts everything. This starts the Borg thing. The epicness that is the Borg. I mean, at that time, I was a little tired of the Borg by the time Voyager came. But when you look back, it's still good TV, and it's still good. I mean, we are still talking about the Borg in 2023. So I think, it was the best villain I've seen in a very, very long time. And they still hold up. So and it's good because even right, and this is like a farter. This it's like these 2 episodes, and then the next episode is family, which is supposed to, it plays on to this right away. And I think Brothers are next, so it's more family, it's more personal stuff that's going on with the TNG cast. We get to learn so much more about them. So. It's like I said,
also like them.
It's great. It's great stuff.
Yeah. I also liked all the directing in the Borg ship,
we didn't talk about
but
that.
I thought it was hilarious though when the Borg came in and captured Picard on the bridge. There were like 3 or 4 people on the bridge. Like that was it. The Borg were just like, let me just waltz on in, and I mean, it was hilarious. I was like, really? Yeah. But still,
I will tell you that this episode won Best of Both Worlds won the Emmy for Best Art Direction that year. So this was a fantastic looking. I mean, the whole design, everything. So it just wowed every.
Nobody said it introduced them. We know that, but this was the follow through.
Yeah. So no, I agree with you, Sabrina. Like it was it should have won. It was a well deserved. Well deserved Emmy. Okay, so so moving right along, Best of Both Worlds was parts 1 and 2. That was number 3.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. The chat.
I know the chat is killing me. You guys are hilarious.
I'm so sorry. Ready?
Ready.
Yeah, babe. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hey,
Hit it. Yesterday's
Yeah,
Enterprise.
baby. My
That's
number
our
one.
number
hey.
That is my
Well,
favorite
I
episode.
think if we had to redo it again, I would put this at number one. I would either put this one or Best of Both Worlds in the actual number one slot for myself personally. But like I said, all three of these for us were all unanimous, and they could have gone anyway.
Yeah. This is number 2 on my list of all time Star Trek of all time. So
I love Rachel Garrett. I love Captain Garrett.
I love everybody. I mean, just another Frakes, another ship show. This is the closest thing to a TNG mirror universe. If you know me, you know I love the mirror universe. It is, I mean, novels, comics have come out of this. The prune juice came out of this.
Prune juice.
You know, I mean, the continuity is crazy because after this comes Redemption 2, and then Unification 2. You know, it just, unfortunately, brought Denise Crosby back just to kill her again. But, you know, it's the first time, I think it's the last time you see the initial bridge crew together again, because even Wesley is back.
Yes.
Wesley is there. And wow, it's really good. Just the look of it and the way it rolls, the way it just plays out. It is just, I love everything about this show.
When they start off with, battle log, combat, it's like, okay, wait a minute, the military log, they called it. I was like, we're in trouble over here.
Yep.
And the line that really got me when Guinan says, "This is not a ship of war. It's a ship of peace." And it kills me every time she says that. I just go, "Yes, this is all messed up, and we got to get out of here." Wow. I mean, I love that one. Oh, this is Castillo. Yeah, he cracks me up. My boy is like, got knocked into. This is literally a show where you were demonstrating how you can get knocked in the next week. And, he gets knocked in the next week. They pull him out from under all this mess. He is smoking. His uniform is on fire. And he's still going to try to hit on people. Right? You got to love Starfleet.
He came out. He was like, "Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
I know my uniform is still smoking.
I'm still alive, girl, right? I made it."
He's still macking. He was still macking. Right? Oh my goodness.
I don't know. There's, everything about this episode, I love the fact that Tasha gets as Guinan says, Tasha gets a death that means something, as opposed to the senseless death that they had when they killed her off the first time. You're gonna stupid.
I mean, it's okay.
The scene that gets me is when they materialize on that bridge and there's blood and the smoke and rocks everywhere. I mean, the rocks are taking them out.
Yeah, man.
You always say those rocks come down. The rocks kill Captain Garrett. The rocks kill Riker. It's like, where are these rocks coming from?
Riker. I mean, they did my boy in. Wow, they had no love for Riker. I mean, his neck was all out. I was like, oh, poor Riker.
Yeah, we could say a lot more about yesterday's Enterprise. I mean, it's just,
oh God,
it gets me in the feels. And then, of course, like one of my favorite things about it is that this is where Worf is introduced to prune juice. I mean, I just love it.
Yeah, we know she doesn't die. We're talking about the episode.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Two other things. One other thing I loved in this one is when the first time I think the Klingons hit the ship, the sea, and Tasha and Cecilia, they just jump into the seats. I mean, they actually literally hopped over the chairs into the seats. I love that one. They just were like, "Ooh, start shooting." You know me, I love ship. I love pew pew pew. Let's go.
The one thing when we close out, there's a thing that like when I watch this, I look at this last scene when you see Geordi and Guinan talking at the end. Do you notice that he is not our Geordi? He is the military Geordi, and I don't think anybody
I did
realizes
notice that. I just noticed that on this watch through. I was like, "What's different here? That
Right,
something's different."
right. So Geordi, the Geordi from the military side just decided to stay, or I don't know if our Geordi liked the look. I don't know what was going on, but yeah. So I don't know if he ever went back. If this is their Geordi, I don't know what's going on with that. But next time you watch it, check out Jordan's uniform, and I'm like,
Yeah, everybody
that's the
says
wrong uniform, buddy.
it's a costume error. Yep.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're winding down to
Yes.
the top one.
The top one.
Everybody's
The
gonna
top one, the
scream.
one that got the last one, and that one is cause and effect. That is the last one on our list. That's it. And like we said, again, the caveat is, I mean, these really could have been in any order, you know. But these 3 episodes were the ones that were unanimously on all of our lists.
Yeah.
This was the
Wow.
best opening
Wow.
sequence of any episode I have ever seen. Like, what is going on? Do you know that people actually call TV stations to say that there was something wrong with the
If I knew the number, it would have been me.
Exactly. I remember that.
It's like, it's stuck. It's stuck. It's doing it again. Oh my God, what's wrong with my TV?
This is my all-time favorite Star Trek episode. Of all episodes, this is the one. This, like Drumhead, I did not see the first time. I don't ever remember seeing it when it came out. No, I did see it when it came out. Yeah, I did. I saw this one when it came out, but I had no idea what the hell was going on. I was so confumbled. I didn't know what I was watching, because you can't go back. You know, you're watching it right away, and I'm like, wait, what happened? And I don't think I saw it again until, I'm pretty sure I didn't see it again until I did the rewatch on Netflix, because it would come on BBC, but you know, you catch it in the middle, you know, at the end. And if it's at the middle, you're like, well, I still don't know what's happening, so I don't want to watch it. And then I finally got to see it, where I got to see it over and over again. And I was hooked. I was just totally hooked about that.
Another Frakes.
Yeah,
another
yes,
ship
Jamal.
show.
Jamal, Beverly did put her glass too close to the table every time, even though she knew that something was chiggity.
Oh God!
And, you know, she was like, but she still put that
New
damn
York
glass.
When she moved it and she knew it was going to break, and it still broke, I said, "Oh my God, we're so messed up here. We're never going to get out of this thing." And then weren't you all saying like it's going to be a 3 and a jack and a jack?
The best poker scene ever, going over and over again. I love that it's the same exact scene, seen from different angles.
Yeah.
And the fact that the way it changes, so it changes drastically, and it's not contrived. So it changes because they are figuring things out. So I love that. I love that they're not trying to make it the show that it is. It is just falling in place, you know, and it's just, you know, I love the fact that I love the time. And I remember people saying, or I can't remember who said it. It's like Groundhog Day. But then I looked it up. I was like, they came out way before Groundhog Day did. So of course, another Trek first, you know. But I just, I love it. And I think I find out new things every time I watch it, because they're all very, very subtle, you know. Because isn't this go ahead.
No, okay. I was about to say, I loved watching this on the original run through, because I was one of those people that when it came back from commercial and you're doing the same scene over again, I'm like, wait, what? what happened to my TV? You know, but then, you know, I love I love science fiction and fantasy, right? And I've been reading that for my whole life. So it's like, I just want to keep digging to find out what's going on. Like I knew, you know what I mean? Like I knew something, I was like, this is going to be a good one. But it had me from that first commercial. It had me from the opening, but then it really had me from that first commercial break. And I was like, oh, this is going to be good. Yeah, this was a good Guinan episode. You're right, Brian.
It was, yep.
Yeah,
what
I mean,
I
it's
love
such a
about
good episode.
What it shows in this one, and we've seen it in a few other Star Treks, when someone on this ship thinks something is wrong, everybody listens. That always gets me. You know, even when Worf was saying, you know, I'm dizzy back in parallels, I'm dizzy, something's up, I don't know what's going on. They were like, you know what, all right, let's go see what we can find out. Let's go see if there's a temporal anomaly. They didn't say, you just sit down and shut up, you know, and, you know, that somebody's saying something's not right. And everybody just snapped to, and they were like, okay, we're out here in space, could be something's up. Anybody see an anomaly?
Right.
Let's go look for some anomalies. And Data comes up with all the voices. I was just like, I love this crew. They always listen to the one saying,
Yep.
And I also, as has been pointed out in the chat, you know, like I did love the fact that this was from Beverly's point of view most of the time, you know, like, and, you know, is another Beverly centric show, but not a patronizing Beverly centric show.
Right,
you know,
right,
it was Beverly being smart Beverly that she is, you know, and putting some pieces together, and also not being afraid to speak up and to use that clever mind of hers. You know, I mean, even if she did put that stupid glass on the edge of the table every time.
Well, it couldn't change. That was the thing. It couldn't change. Because I was like, why does she keep doing it again? But she doesn't know she's doing it again. You know, so yeah. But I there's a whole bunch of stuff. But you know what I love is that they changed every way that she told Jean-Luc. It was weird. Like that part, like every time she told him, it was different every single time. And I never realized that until this last watch, which is what I love, because every time I watch it, and I've watched it a lot, it is different because I find new things. So it's awesome. Awesome.
My favorite line is when Picard asks Data how far off they are with the clock, and here's how long they've been in this loop, and my boy just pulls the jacket down and just says, "We set the clock."
Right?
He goes to the edge of the seat and goes, "Reset the clock." And poor Frasier.
Oh my God, that was great. That was what, you know, oh my God, when we got Frasier, I was like, oh, we got him for all of like 5 seconds, you know.
Like, you're gonna have to reset more than the clock, my man.
Right. And let's not talk about the fact that they blow up the Enterprise 4 times.
Killing me.
Yikes.
Killing me.
And I mean, they blow up it gets blown up differently 4 separate times. It's not blowing up and then showing it over and over again.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, this is.
I mean, that's a nightmare. When
this was a lot of fun.
Abandoned ship. Like, oh no.
Yeah, just hearing those words gave me like a heart attack, you know, when we first heard it, because that's something that we never hear. But it is time for us to wrap this up, you guys. And we thank you all for hanging out with us and having fun with us. It's been a blast to hang out with you all and to see everybody, you know, from the Chat Pack fam and everybody else. So thanks, guys. We love you, and we'll see you next time. And stay tuned for the rest of VTC4. Peace, love, and hair grease.